Good Saturday morning. It's about mid-morning on Saturday, October the 5th. We're going to get a lot done this weekend, I hope, but I'm already kind of off to a rough start. So my big plan first thing today was my mother-in-law had this in her shed, power washer. Last ran about 4 or 5 years ago. But it was a good runner when it was running, so I brought it home, put some air in the tires, and then found out first off right after I put gas in it that the engine was seized. And while I was working to get the engine unseized, I started smelling gas and then found out that there was a split in the plastic gas tank. So first things first, we're going to see if we can get the engine unseized, and if we can, I've located a replacement gas tank online. So I've got some penetrating oil down in the spark plug hole right now, and we're going to let that sit for 3 or 4 hours and see if that engine comes unseized, and if it does, then I'll get a gas tank ordered. But there's no sense in spending 40-50 bucks on a gas tank if I can't get the engine unseized. But why the power washer? Well, the power washer, I want to get the inside and outside of these fenders and the inner fenders cleaned up, and then I was going to go ahead and stick them in another location so they're out of the way. Hopefully I can get that done sometime this week, but this is on delay. And then I'm going to be working here real soon to get the engine hoist out of the truck. I had a friend that was nice enough to loan the engine hoist to me so that I can get busy and get that thing positioned over the car, get the exhaust off the motor, get the accessory brackets and the pulleys and all that off of the motor, and get the last of the wiring done. And then we're going to pull this thing out. So check back with me here in a little bit. Well, folks, it's Sunday evening. Thought I'd kind of just give a quick update on where we're at with the tear down of the Trans Am and the removal of the motor. So this wasn't the only thing I did this weekend, so I didn't get very far. I had some other stuff going on. If you're married, you kind of understand that sometimes you have to take a break from your projects to support the other half. That's what allows you to stay married and be able to spend money on your hobbies without getting too much grief. So that's where we are. So I did get all the accessories off the front of the motor this weekend, as you can tell. One of the big things I'll caution folks about that have never tore one down before, that harmonic balancer pulley and balancer bolt right there at the bottom of the front of the motor. Its torque spec is 160 foot-pounds, and you definitely need an impact wrench or a way to keep that motor from turning over to get that loose. So I've got an impact wrench, and after about 30 seconds of high compression air on that impact wrench, it broke loose pretty easily. But I tried to take it off first with the breaker bar, and all I did was turn the motor over several times. So even though this car hasn't run for 15 years, the motor moves pretty freely. You can tell that I've got an engine hoist in hand now. A friend of mine has one and loaned it to me, so I've only got a couple things left to remove, and this thing's ready to come out. I've got the wiring harness completely removed from the top of the motor. I've got the exhaust cut away. Since we're not going to reuse this exhaust, I just took a Sawzall and chopped the exhaust off back there right where the turn down off the exhaust manifolds. Wiring harness is laid back out of the way. Shifter linkage is gone. Transmission kick down is removed from the shifter linkage because I'm saving some of those parts to be reused if I need them later. Got the power steering pump off the front. Got some plugs on order to get all those holes plugged before I start power washing things. Ordered all my bushings for my control arms. Ordered new sway bar end links and sway bar bushings for this car. 76, and it had a 1 1/4 inch front sway bar on it, which I didn't know that they had that size back in 76. I thought that was for the 77 Beyond WS6 cars, but evidently they were running that size sway bar in 76 as well. Really looking forward to getting this pulled. Got the shifter linkage to go. I've got the drive shaft out. It's coming along. And so hopefully next Saturday, I got to work almost every evening this week late, so there's no chance of me doing anything with it during the week this week. So hopefully next weekend on Saturday we can get it pulled. I've got the engine and transmission sold already to a local guy, so I like to just lift it up out of the car and set it at the back of his truck. So we'll see how that goes. Give you another update soon.